Where I am standing right now would have been about waist deep of water or deeper, and the water at its maximum height. But you can look down and see on the pier that it looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't see any of the boards that have broken loose. It looks like the entire walkway is still there. It looks like the entire walkway is still there all the way out. I've noticed some of my lights are gone. Quite a few of my lights are just simply gone, so I'll be buying new lights to put up there. Looks like I've got 8 or 10 lights that are still out there. But you see the debris on the rail, on the railings there. That means the water was completely over that. That's how high it was. So with that in mind, probably the Texas Hunter fish feeder will need a new electronics, but fortunately they sell those new electronics and we'll be able to get those. And we've got a lot of cleanup there, but hopefully we'll be walking back out on that pier and fishing here pretty soon. You can see the water is cleared up really nice. It was pretty dirty, but now you look down through it and you can see the water's got clear again. Really nice, pretty water. Those buck bushes, I'm sure, have bass in them. Like I said, I have not fished, but I believe that when I do fish this week, the one day I do have scheduled to fish, it's going to be pretty nice. All right, now as we pan out a little bit, you can see that we're getting down close to the dock. It's kind of cattywampus. Y'all know what cattywampus is? It's a redneck word, and it means cattywampus. I'm not going to walk out there on the dock, but you can see the dock. Our electric is right here. It was underwater also, and simply through a breaker, which is what it's supposed to do. So we don't know how much electrical damage we have. Our lights are still appear to be on the other dock. Those are the lights that are up under the top rail, not on the bottom rail is an electric line running through that. So on that top rail over there, what you see is those lights. I hear thunder. Supposed to get another 1 to 2 inches of rain tomorrow night, and this lake will come back up. But you can see the strip lights right below that rail, that top rail. You just see that little, that's for my blue lights, and it looks like it's going pretty good. So we don't know what we'll have to do electric-wise down there, but the floating pontoon was at the end of that dock right there, and it broke loose. And out on that main pier was a park bench and 4 chairs. The park bench table is still there. The chairs, 2 of them are gone. 2 of them are still there. I got one right here beside me, so I know one's here. We might find the other one somewhere. But you look at that dock, and what the deal is, it is up all the way. That dock is on poles, and if you look at the very end of that, you see that right on the very end of that, right by that pump. I think that pump was underwater. Not underwater now. Look on this side over here. See that square right there and the pipe down below it, and then right on the very top you can see a cap. That lets the dock go that high. And then as it goes down on those poles. So as this water drops and goes further down, we will be able to, that dock's a floating dock. It looks like it did not hurt either one of my boat lifts. They were both up like they're supposed to be. What's damaged is, and it's really not damaged much, that damage out on the end of that dock did not happen from this storm here. That damage happened from when the dam broke back in 2015. So that's 9 years ago. So that dock is still going to be usable. We may have to put a new roof on it. I don't know what we might do. Might add some walkway and move it down a little bit. I don't know what we might do. We'll do something, but we're going to be able to salvage a good portion of that dock. There's a possibility that we can get some, quite a few people and perhaps move it around. The poles on this side appear to be fine. On the west side, the right-hand side. The poles on the left side have broken loose. They've all broken loose in the dock. But one of them is broken loose and bent. It looks like that tornado picked it up a little bit. It's amazing it didn't tear that up. And this is an old dock. That dock's over 20 years old. It's been there a long time. My fish cleaning table is gone, you can see. Now it may be, it may still be there. You see the light that's in the water, and just above the water. That's a clamp-on light that I use to clean fish with. And it may be that real nice piece of granite fish cleaning table I had is on the end of that right there, and when we turn that over, it's still attached. But it may not be because it was not bolted down. It's just laid in tracks. So it may or may not be there. If it's not there, it's probably no way you can get it out. It takes 2 grown men and it's pretty hard for 2 grown men to carry. That's how heavy that granite is. So that's probably gone. But my buddy Larry Sissel, that was scrap granite. It wasn't anything. It was just scrap left over from a job that we were able to use. So that's good. But everything, I mean, when you can look at it and you consider what happened, golly, we're blessed. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Golly, we're blessed. And I mentioned that the table, the chairs for the picnic table. There's one of them right there. It's fine, not tore up at all. What the other thing laying there is the seat that comes off of that water scamp that's laying right back there behind it, upside down. It was upside down already, and it wasn't there though. It was at a little bit different spot, so it moved it over quite a little bit. But that's the chair off of that water scamp. It's probably damaged beyond use. I'm not sure. But let's walk over and look and see what that floating pier dock, pontoon boat dock. It's built on 2 pontoons off a pontoon boat. Well, I found one of my trash cans, so it's salvageable. And you can look and see there that that pontoon, that water scamp boat, it's still plenty usable. And my trash can is still usable there. So that's good. And there's the table. And where I'm standing right now, again, would be in water. Water's all the way up to, water is all the way up to here. But now as we go ahead and continue to walk on over here, we can see a serious situation that happened. Look at the size of that tree. Look at the size of that tree and that pontoon. And the tree, I don't know, the pontoon had to get there after the tree fell. I see it carried over there right about the same time, probably. All right, as we get over here close, you can see the size of this tree. The size of this tree that came down. And it just was a huge tree. It fell into those 2. And there is our pontoon boat, and there is the tree right there. Let's go up here, and I'll get up on the pontoon boat. We'll look at some video from there, but you can see the amazing thing is that Jackson kayak rode out that storm and sat there, even though, and there's the other Jackson kayak you can see out through the bushes right there. We were looking at that from back there a minute ago. That's it you're seeing right there. And we'll fetch all these back, and we'll take that pontoon there and tie it back to the dock, and it's going to be fine. But this is some of the strange things that happened during tornadoes. That giant tree was taken down, basically just twisted out of the ground is what it was, and thrown down, and then the pontoon was thrown over on top of it. And fortunately, it's not upside down. It's not torn up. It's still float. It'll still be a nice little pontoon that we can fish out of that's tied up to the dock. Huh. I can't quite just jump up on this pontoon boat like Benelli can, but you can see just how big that tree was. I am up on the pontoon boat right now, and we look see how big that tree was. When we look back through the top part of the lake, you can see that the lake is several acres larger than it was. This lake at capacity is about 130, so it's more than that now. I look over there, I see one thing I didn't notice. I see my lights hanging on the top of that. That's my lights swinging in the breeze there, being held by wires is all. So that's going to need some new lights on there. We'll put some new LEDs on. And we will have an open fishing pier if nothing else, but I'm hoping to get the roof back on it. We'll put a roof back on it if we have to use a brand new roof, as a matter of fact. And we'll put a brand new roof on it. And we'll have to put some new electronics and clean that Texas Hunter feeder up, but we'll talk to people down at Texas Hunter. They're great people, best feeders made, no doubt about it. And they ship them all over the nation, as well as all of their deer stands, Texas Hunter deer stands. They make the absolute finest deer stand made in the Wrangler. But you can take a look there, and I'm up on here, and amazingly, take a look at this kayak. It's a Jackson kayak, and take a look at it. It's sitting right dead center of this, just like it was when it was sitting there. It's not tied down, nothing. And it was on the end of that dock, and you see what the wind did to that dock and the tornado did to it. And this Jackson kayak is set right in its spot. And this pontoon pontoon deck is what it is. We built this deck on the pontoons. But it's, look at him, isn't that, all that trash. Oh, mercy. That's why he's so filthy dirty. And took her down to the other lake and get her on the boat ramp. We'll go look at that other lake too. But then you look back down here, you can see again how the water was up over everything, how high everything is. Come back around, there's limbs down everywhere. We'll get all those cleaned up. And this is the tree, the big tree that the dock come up against. You know, and I'm guessing that was probably broke down the same time as this broke loose, and this dock simply floated on this high water up to here. Let's keep in mind, water was up to there, where you see the edge of that brush. That's where the water was. The edge of that trash line. That was the top of the water. So, anyway, that's what it looks like out in front of the house. So we're very blessed that things were not worse. Could have definitely been a lot worse. But you look up through the lake and you see a big, beautiful lake is still there. The dam held, and it's all good at the Eagle. Absolutely no doubt about that. All right, guys and gals, I'm going to end this video right now. I'm probably going to go over to the other lake, take a look at it. I might not be able to do that today. We've got a lot of work to do, obviously, and we're doing an awful lot of work. But I might go. I will go over there either tomorrow afternoon or the next day. And then I've got some appearances this week, so I won't be able to do much. But I'm going to be able to go over and show you what the other lake looks like, and look around. But our ranch was definitely spared by this Oklahoma tornado. So we'll just look around, see what else we got. Y'all remember, I sure do love you.